We start tonight with new protests over potential immigration raids this weekend. Government officials are telling NBC News that this could be carried out as soon as this Sunday. Dozens of people marched in Aurora tonight with a protest that ended outside of the Aurora Detention Center.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
It was just one of several nationwide protests today. Activists marched against the conditions of detention centers at the border and the potential raids this weekend. NBC News is reporting that raids will be targeting 10 cities this weekend and say Denver is on that list. They also said ICE will be going after 2,000 immigrants living in the U.S. illegally. The operation would be targeting people who are under court orders to leave the country. President Trump says it is his obligation to enforce the law and has previously called this a matter of security. Now, ICE would not confirm to us if there will be any operations this weekend. It also says that it doesn't use the word raids, but says targeted enforcement. 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles is in Aurora, where protests have remained peaceful, but sounds like, Jennifer, protesters did remove some flags.
They did. Anusha, let me help you understand that this was one big protest, one very diverse protest. But like many protests, there was a group that was interested in the organized, the speakers, a very fluid plan, and the other group was a little bit more organic, civil disobedience, if you will. Right now, it's quiet. I'll walk you through both of those, but know that there is nobody here left tonight. It was a couple of hours long, and now tonight we're sitting here quiet. Flags were placed again outside of the ICE facility. So let's walk through this. First, there was the protest that was organized. You can see everybody outside of the ICE facility on the street. There were speakers. There was an organized group called Lights for Liberty, where across the country they're lighting candles, protesting the detention centers, the children who have been detained. And then also there was a second group. You're going to start to see video now where people are branching off of this original protest, if you will, and kind of going up toward the ICE facility, gathering on that federal property, even though they were warned that they could be committing a crime and could be arrested for it. At one point, they replaced the 3 flags outside of that facility. The Mexican flag was raised, an American flag turned upside down with something spray painted on it was raised, and a third flag we couldn't get a good look at because it wasn't blowing very hard in the wind. A lot of people left signs up at the door, and yet there was no confrontation with law enforcement out here. The ICE agents never came out. The Aurora Police Department, who is helping manage the traffic control, never engaged with the protesters. And everybody ultimately had the same goal. They were all talking about how they did not like this detention facilities. A lot of people calling for for ICE to be abolished. And we talked to a few people who just said that it really bothers them what's going on in general. They're worried about the kids. They're worried about the raids. Here's what a few had to say.
Just the children. Seeing the children, I couldn't see my children being somewhere like this. And so I think they should be with their parents. I think, give them a chance to the life they don't have.
And I believe that the whole machine of detainment and deportation is incredibly cruel and unjust. I believe what's happening surmounts to torture. The splitting of families is unconscionable.
The group that was organized with the speakers eventually decided to call this off. They were worried about everybody's safety once everybody got onto ICE property. The second group stuck around for a while. They held a continued protest. They stayed up there at the front, even had a candlelight vigil. Tonight, everybody is gone. Again, those flags have been replaced, and as far as we know, nobody injured and nobody arrested tonight. Anusha?
All right. Thank you for that, Jennifer.